in the land where the sun painted the earth red and gold. There lived a girl named Zuri. Her village sat beside a long, winding river that fed the farms, cooled the air, and carried stories from faraway hills. To the people, the river was life itself, but to Zuri, it was also a voice. She first heard it when she was very young. While other children splashed and laughed in the cool water, Zuri would stand perfectly still, listening. The sound was not loud. It moved just like water, soft, deep, and patient. At first, she told no one about this secret. In her village, some things were held sacred and others were feared. So instead, she came to the river each morning, kneeling at its edge. "Good day," she would whisper, and the river would always answer. It told her when the rains were traveling slowly from the mountains. It warned her when the fish were hiding in the deep pools. It even laughed when the moon's reflection trembled on its shimmering skin. Zuri treasured these conversations, feeling a connection to the river that no one else seemed to understand. As Zuri grew, so did the land's thirst. The seasonal rains delayed, year after year. The rich soil cracked under the relentless sun, and the crops bent low under the intense heat. The village elders gathered, their faces etched with worry, while mothers counted their shrinking baskets of grain. The river's voice began to change. One morning, it sounded weak, tired. Asterisk, "I am being forgotten." Asterisk, it whispered to Zuri. Her heart tightened. She pressed her palms into the cool, damp mud at its edge. "What can we do to help you?" she asked, her voice filled with concern. Asterisk, "Remember me." Asterisk, the river replied, its voice a low murmur. Asterisk, "Protect my path." "Stop the wounds you dig into my body." Asterisk, Zuri understood. The new irrigation channels were drawing too much water, and the riverbanks were eroding. She ran back to the village, her heart pounding. Breathless, she stood before the elders. "The river is hurting," she explained. "We are taking too much from it. We are cutting too deep and blocking its natural flow." Some of the elders listened, their eyes thoughtful, but others just shook their heads. "A child cannot speak for the water," one of them said dismissively. That night, the river shrank even further. Stones that once slept peacefully underwater now lay bare and exposed, like old bones. Before the sun rose, Zuri returned to the river alone. She felt a deep sadness, but also a sense of purpose. She began to sing not loudly, but with an honest heart. She sang the old songs her grandmother had taught her, songs of respect for nature and the balance of all living things. The river answered with a low, steady murmur, as if it was listening. By midday, something incredible happened. Clouds gathered unexpectedly in the clear blue sky. Then rain began to fall, not a heavy downpour, but a gentle, steady rain that was just enough. The river rose slightly, a sigh of relief in its current. The elders watched in stunned silence from the village. From that day forward, the village changed. They moved their farms a little further away from the river's edge. They worked together to clean its banks of debris. They even started to speak to the river before casting their fishing nets, a small act of gratitude. And slowly but surely the river grew strong again. Zuri never claimed to have any special power. She simply continued to listen, and the river, feeling heard and respected at last, never let the village go thirsty again. It flowed on a source of life and a quiet friend to a girl who knew its secrets. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales from around the world. See you next time.